Welcome to segment 2 of the Throne Room. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, saints and ain'ts, participators and agitators and congratulators. Welcome to the seat of the esteemed, the virtual version. This evening we have the Empress of Soul, Grammy nominated not once but twice for not only Best Female Vocal Performance, but also for Best New Artist. She is an innovator. She is a singer, songwriter, composer, and just happens to possess a lot of brown girl magic. Miss Brown Girl Magic herself, Miss Jaguar Wright. Welcome to the Throne Room, Miss Wright. How are you this evening?
Thank you for receiving me. I'm glad to be here.
We are so glad to have you here. I just wanted to share a little story with you on my way in today. I was listening to your version of Love, Need, and Want You, right? And I think okay is the turkey and cheese on rye without the mayo, right? You did a little bit better than that. For you to not only tackle such a beautiful song, but by Miss Patty, I didn't know it was you. So let's start with that. And I said, who is this one with Aunt Patty? And when I looked on my screen, I saw it was you. Marvelous. I got chills. I think it is forgotten just how magical those pipes really are
You want to
and
know
the
what's
impact
funny?
that you make on music.
I didn't want to do it.
Really? Tell us the story behind it. How did that come about?
I was terrified.
Really? I would be too.
I was like, if I do this and she doesn't approve, I'm done. I'm finished. I'm not doing that. And Kiki Wyatt was in the studio recording around the same time, but she was in LA. And we were both MCA. And then they said she did If Only You Knew. And I listened to the demo and I heard it and I was like, well, I don't need to do it. She did it. She
Mm,
did. And then Bunny Sigler came.
mm,
And Bunny Sigler is who penned the song. He wrote Love, Need, and Want.
mm,
And he wrote it while working as a in-house writer for Uncle Kenny Gamble at Philly International. Uncle Bunny came to the studio, asked me to sing it, and then I went to go visit over at Philly International, sit down with Uncle Kenny, and he said, "You're going to do it."
mm.
And I said, "Okay." And so me and Scott Storch went into the studio and boom.
Magic.
Yeah. Yeah, really great.
Really great. Correct me, isn't Patty also from the state of PA?
Hmm?
Is Patty LaBelle from Philadelphia also? Is also from Pennsylvania?
She grew up around Strawberry Mansion where my mom did. They went to grad.
Wow. We do hear a lot about humiliation rituals, and I think you have been one of the most vocal in sharing that that's a reality.
Yes.
When did you say, either spiritually or professionally or both, that you were going to stand outside of that arena, that you just
That I
would
heard
not?
Memphis Bleak declare Beyonce queen of the fucking world and brag about Aaliyah being dead to taunt Dame Dash at Madison Square Garden the night that we filmed and performed the Fade to Black concert.
Mm. What year was this?
Fade to Black was what, 2004?
Right, right. Wow. Is this recorded, Miss Wright?
What? Fade to
That was
Black.
during a taping of a show?
It's a movie. The movie premiered on Showtime. It was supposed to have been Sean Carter's retirement. That legendary concert that sold out in 32 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Honey?
I'm blown. I'm
I was sitting
flabbergasted.
right there on that stage, dressed in Dolce Gabbana with Gucci lace ups, with a fever of 103.2. It had just started coming down. I
Mm.
had gotten sick. I had caught the flu right before we did the concert at Madison Square Garden. We were on the road. We did a couple of test shows up Boston, Connecticut, just to run through the show and get ready for Madison Square Garden. And I had gotten sick, and Sean had sent his physician to come and treat me so that I would still be able to perform. And he did. Um, I was sick as a dog, but I looked great.
Mm.
And it just, everything felt wrong.
Mm.
You could feel a demonic spirit just like looming over the entire building. It was dark. On what should have been such a triumphant night, it felt dark.
Mm.
And after I finished my segment, which was the Illadelphonic segment of Fade to Black, which was, of course, musical directed by Questlove. Um, I got off stage. I walked back. Mary was coming out. She was giving me dirty looks. I was giving her dirty looks back. Um, because that night she sang Song Cry with Jay-Z instead of,
Instead of you.
and I guess that was done because Diddy insisted upon it because Mary was still mad that I fucking trashed her at Unplugged and she was looking for some kind of redemption. And she did a terrible job. And it was crazy because even when I was leaving the garden that night to head back to my hotel in Midtown, I could hear people saying, they should have let Jaguar sing Song Cry. Mary can't fucking sing. She can't sing like Jaguar. Like, you know how weird that is?
Mm.
I got on a Gap sweatsuit hoodie, all gray with a white tee and white 5411s. People walking next to me talking about me right there at Madison Square Garden don't even realize it's me. I'm a whole fucking sniper walking out the spot. And me listening to how disappointed they were at the choice that was made for the song selection that night. But anyway, before all of that, I went back to my dressing room to change. I was tired. I was exhausted. I was achy. I was still coming down. My fever, it was dropping, but it was still coming down. And I heard a loud commotion while I was changing. And I had two outfits that I bought. I bought one outfit just in case I was going to go to 4040 for the after party. And then I bought a Deuces I'm Out, which was, my street uniform, my Gap sweatsuit,
Mm-hmm.
white tee, 5411s, hoodie. Um, and I was trying to figure out which clothes I was going to put on. And I heard Dame like screaming at the top of his lungs. And so, for whatever reason, I opened up my dressing room door and I peeked out and I looked. And like Dame and I think it was like a couple of his homies, cousins, they were sitting there holding him, was forward and holding him back. He's like, I'm going to kill you, motherfuckers. And I'm like, what the fuck is about to happen here in the back of the garden?
Mm.
This shouldn't be happening tonight. It's a big night for Rockefeller. Everyone should be happy, especially Dane. And then you hear Mint Bleak, fuck you, nigga. Aaliyah's dead. That bitch is gone. Beyonce the queen, she here now. Long live the queen. Fuck Aaliyah.
Mm.
And then I heard a little voice. and said, all you gotta do is put on your sweatsuit and walk out the back door and nobody will even know you going.
Mm.
And I did.
And you
And I
did.
slipped out in the midst of the chaos right before they locked down the entire place because when they was walking Beyonce out, nobody could be in the back cage. Like everyone had to be cleared out as they paraded her to the stage.
What was Meek Mill so mad about?
Not Meek Mills, Memphis Bleak.
Memphis Bleak, my bad, my bad. What was Memphis Bleak so upset about?
I don't know what he was upset about. What I do know is that he didn't get no fuck that Aaliyah was dead. Actually sounded kind of happy about it. And he was professing Beyonce as the queen. I
So after you removed yourself from that, you spoke
I did
about
not go to the after party that night. They were so angry with me.
because you walked out, or the combo of walking out
Well,
and
I
not
walked out
attending the
and I
after
didn't
party.
go see what happened is everybody in the Roots that was in the Philadelphonics, they went down to 4040 for the after party. And the way Sean had things set up back then, especially for his big events at 4040, you had the regular area, you had the bar area, you had the party area, you had the table service area, and then you had a VIP upstairs, and then you had the VIP, which was Sean's private VIP. Um, and that night, anybody who was on the show had clearance to come to the party, and but people were assigned to different VIPs.
Mm.
The Roots were only allowed to go to the first VIP, but my name was on the list for the second VIP,
Mm.
for Sean's private VIP.
Mm.
And Amir called me, and I had already taken off my clothes, my makeup. I had just gotten out of the shower. I was getting into bed. I ordered room service. I turned on a movie. I just wanted to recuperate. I was tired. And Amir was like, you need to come down here to the club. And I'm like, why? Why ain't you coming? I'm like, what do you mean? Why am I not coming? I'm sick. I'm tired. I'm not coming. I did my job. I'm not coming. Look, you ain't gotta say, just come down here and get us into the VIP. I'm like, ain't y'all in the VIP? Y'all on the list? You the fucking band. You the fucking Philadelphonics. You on the list? Yeah, but we on the list for the first VIP. You the only one on the list for the second one. You the only one on the list for Jay-Z's. Can you come down here and get us in? I said, so you want me to get out of my sick bed when I got a dinner coming and a movie on, and I just got finished taking care of myself and I need to get rest. And you want me to get up, get in the car. I'll sit in the car. You ain't got to take a cab. I'm like, this isn't about who's paying for my ride. I'm not going.
Mm.
All you got to do is come down here and just get us into the VIP. And I said to him, man, if Sean wanted you on that list, you would be on that list. If you want to get on that list, why don't you go ask Sean?
Mm.
Because I ain't coming. I said, and don't call me back. I'm going to bed. And I hung up. I was persona non grata after that. I was the worst motherfucker in the world after that. The question that everyone should ask about that very real story that I very rarely talk about is this. Even though I was there as a member of the Roots, why was my name the
Why
only
was your
name
name on?
Jay-Z's list?
Correct. That was my question. Because you were a member of the band. Why do you believe that you were on that super VIP list?
Well, I know why I was on the list.
Could you share?
Because I had a key to the apartment. That's why I was on the list.
What do you mean, sis?
I mean, The only people that were on that list were people that had a personal connection to him.
Mm,
Like I said, I was on that list because I had a key to the apartment.
mm. Got it. After that, what series of events even pulled you further away? Because
They
you didn't
started
stop
they
making
started the
music.
blackballing process.
Okay. Because you didn't stop writing. The music was still
I
in
never
you.
stopped working.
Right.
Never. My catalog is extensive.
Very
Sean
much
Carter would
so.
know. He's housing a good section of it on title without my acknowledgement or consent.
Hmm. What are some of the subtle methods that are used? We often hear
Oh,
about
they're not
the
subtle.
blackball or just outright. What are
They're
some of
not
the
subtle.
steps? How does one as an artist recognize that there is now a blackened ball being rolled in their direction?
Oh, it's very simple. You go to the same places you normally go to, and you no longer have your table. You're no longer allowed in the VIP, even though you paid for VIP membership. Um, Promoters who booked you on a regular basis all of a sudden are going in a different direction, but they're still booking the same people. They're just not booking you.
Hmm.
Um, Artists that you would normally work with start taking a lot longer to return your phone calls.
Hmm.
It isn't a shun.
Hmm.
You are shunned. Sometimes they get so fucking petty, you can't even go to the place that you buy coffee and get served anymore.
Hmm.
I was curious about that. When we did Orange Juice Jones, he spoke about not, being able at the plight of his success, Grammy nominated and everything, that he didn't. It was like step through the door. That what makes them shun an artist? Why would they? Is it a door that they want you to step through that you decide not to take a part of? Or is it some party that you don't attend that they say that you're blackballed? How does that normally work?
No, it's just really simple. People stop returning your phone calls. Shit starts going wrong. Deals start falling through. You negotiate a contract, and the next thing you know, right before it's time to sign it for you to collect your money and get about your business and do your thing, some blind corporation comes in and buys the company and decide they're going in another direction.
Whoa, that's how a lot of people then come out with their albums.
Imagine putting together a brilliant project, and right before the distribution deal is done, someone bought the company and they're going in a different direction.
Yeah, that's hard.
9 months of your life, all of your money invested into putting this project together.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
I think when we spoke to Orange Juice Jones a few weeks ago on our platform, he mentioned that when he was nominated for the Grammy, that was the beginning of
Of the downfall.
the downfall. And
You saw what they did to Lizzo.
what happened with I know with Lizzo actually, did she win
I don't
Yeah,
know.
one of those
she won
trophies?
album of the year for
Mm.
2020 for 2023 Grammys.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 weeks later, she had a negative smear campaign, and apparently she's a mean fat girl who eats a lot of food and hates her skinny dancers.
I did hear there is a lawsuit
Yeah,
that
I heard something
a
like
few
that.
of
That's
her
how it works, honey.
ex-employees, few of her ex-employees.
And that's because it's someone that you don't there's someone that's up in power that you don't do the
Go
dance
back
for
and
them.
check my Instagram feed from the Grammys 2023 last year. I was in Phoenix.
Hmm.
We went out and sang with a house band just to have some fun. talked about the Grammy, saw Lizzo win. And in that post, I said, watch your back. Beyonce's not happy. And then this year, as Doc Carter decides he wants to shame the committee because Beyonce's never won Album of the Year, maybe that's because she's never had an album worth winning Album of the Year for.
She does have 32 statues.
Yeah, 32
None for
statues,
the
and all
album
of
of the
them are
year, though.
rigged and bought and paid for. And I know that for a fact. Why did they cancel the Rock Nation brunch?
Good
Tickets were
question.
$600 a pop. A lot of people
Some are
paid in
blaming it on a foot
advance.
surgery.
I would know. I was purchasing 4 tickets myself, and then the next thing you know, the brunch got canceled.
You were going to go.
Yeah. I wasn't going to go to the award ceremony. It was too high a security risk. I was going to go to the brunch. I had already set it up to secure 4 tickets, and the next thing you know, the second that I was about to pay for them, the brunch was canceled. I still have people inside the organization that are loyal to me.
The ones I have heard.
If a friend of mine who's on the list decides to sell me their tickets, they can.
Now, if they didn't cancel, would you have gone?
Absolutely.
Would you have gone to just observe?
No, I would have gone to troll.
Honesty and transparency.
Yes.
That's
No doubt.
Honesty and transparency. We totally appreciate it.
Yes.
Have you been keeping up with the platform Collect Calls with Suge?
I listened to episode 11 today.
And your thoughts? Your feedback?
I've been waiting for someone to ask the question that Suge finally posed. Because I've been asking it since I heard. How the fuck did Snoop end up with ownership of Death Row?
He
Makes no
actually asked
sense.
for Snoop to either show the actual check
There is no check.
or some form of documentation that
Understand
shows that.
this. A label entity like Death Row Records does not get sold without anyone in the industry knowing that the sale happened. It didn't show up in any trade magazines. It wasn't announced in Billboard or Rolling Stone magazine that there was even a sale on book. It's a publicly traded company. They would have to make that known. So, how in God's name did Snoop buy that company without anybody knowing about it? How? And
That's what Suge is asking the world.
and he still has yet to produce a bill of sale.
I know that when I watch
Like those like that Iconics deal with Rockaware. The deal that made it possible for Sean Carter to buy into the Brooklyn Nets and start Tidal was $100 million deal. You know, the only problem with deals like that is if they can prove that any of the monies in that transaction came from illegal dealings like drug deals or arms deals, the sale would be null and void. Isn't that interesting?
it was surprising watching the Suge episode because so many things that he said on the show about the truth coming out is what you've been saying for years. It was like, you know, some of the relationships he was saying that was had, it almost seemed unbelievable, but it's like, This is what Jag been saying for so many
I
years.
don't
She's
fuck
been,
with Suge.
yeah.
Hmm.
I don't fuck with Suge at all. I don't like the way he treated Miss Chalet.
Hmm.
She my friend.
Hmm.
Still, I love her. And the way he played in her face, he'll never get my respect.
Why do you think he's coming out telling these things
He
now?
ain't got shit to lose, and he's finally realizing that these motherfuckers was planning to line his ass up all along.
Hmm.
Wow.
Smartest thing for him to do is talk. He knows where all the bodies are buried. I just don't understand why he's still lying about Reggie White.
I haven't really heard Shook say too much about Reggie. There's so many topics that he touches, and it seems like the time is so limited to get as much content in each episode. Um, what do you think he's being dishonest about when it comes to Reggie?
I don't think he's being dishonest. I think he's just being a good accomplice.
Hmm. Hmm.
An accomplice to
Reggie,
big.
you should stop threatening people on camera. And you should stop threatening Keefe D.
Hmm.
Speaking about Keefe D, he said that if he's going to be locked up for Tupac murder, then Reggie need to be locked up for Biggie's murder. How do you feel about that?
I feel like Reggie's a bad boy.
Mm.
What I find funny is that he really thinks that no one is ever going to point a finger at him. Fuck you, Reggie. Leave Keefe D alone. Because for whatever reasons, in my bones, I just believe that you had something to do with what happened to Keefe D in that jail.
Something happened to Keefe D since he's been.
Keefe D was beaten, badly
Oh,
beaten, just a few days before Christmas, right here in Las Vegas County Jail.
oh.
Hmm.
We
That's
heard
why he was
rumors.
able to get bond. He was released on bond for $750,000. He's at home on house arrest. Shout out to his son and his wife.
When did he postpone?
It's been about 3 weeks now.
Yeah, okay.
They kept
Well, you
that
guys
really
know I'm on
quiet.
the press corps. I'm on the press corps. I'm a special correspondent for BB Films for the Keefe D murder trial.
So you are going to have front row seat when the trial begins.
One of the few people in the room. Yeah.
I believe that this is going to be one of the biggest trials of the O.J. Simpson
They're
trial was
saying it's going to
huge.
be bigger than OJ's trial.
Yes, that's what they are
And they're going
saying.
through security measures right now. It's going to be tense.
It's going to be extremely tense. I think a lot of the witnesses that are going to be called are going to plead the fifth.
Do you believe they are going to eventually, since they got Keefe D, do you think they're going to go after whoever really killed Biggie Smalls?
They're going to have no choice. They are linked.
Hmm. Well, that's what Suge said. He said that if you catch the people that killed Tupac, you'll catch the people that killed Biggie.
Yeah, he's telling the truth.
Okay, very interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Cat? I know Cat. I actually enjoyed
I'm biased. I love Cat still.
still. I think
He will
Cat
always be
was
one of the great
definitely
loves
a
of my
fresh
life.
glass of water that kind of turned the internet on its head for almost a month. But I found him to be very authentic in what he was sharing.
He was. I was with Cat when the Illuminati first turned on him.
Mm,
It was a very difficult time.
mm,
That fucking Flavor Flav roast. That's where it all started. See, Micah refused, and when I say Micah, I mean Cat Williams. He refused to humiliate Flavor Flav for the roast on Comedy Central. He agreed to rewrite, him and his entire team rewrite the jokes, make it funny. You know, they would make it a roast, but he wasn't going to treat a black man like a nigga
mm,
for the purposes of views.
mm,
Um, Cat went back and forth with him for days. I was there at the house in Marino Del Rey. It was tense. He was wearing Kevlar every day. Guns were everywhere in the house. Um, Preparing for infiltration.
We had Dr.
Threatened the day he threatened to beat the shit out of the CEO of Comedy Central. We all knew it was about to get rough.
Bro.
mm,
He refused, and then the next thing you know, they were filming the next day, and Snoop took his place and did all of the terrible, nasty, ignorant jokes that Cat refused to do. And that was the first moment that I realized Snoop was compromised.
mm.
I
Snoop
really
is
don't know how Snoop
compromised.
is going to get out of this.
And pertaining to the trial that's coming up,
And pertaining to Tupac, yeah.
mm, that's definitely something Suge hinted at as well.
Suge has every right to say so. He paid everybody that he needed to pay to get Snoop off of that murder rap.
Mm.
Paid witnesses. He took care
I
of.
think Suge said it came to the sum of almost $14 million when everything was said and done to
Guess
keep
what?
Snoop free.
He made a huge mistake because if Snoop was willing to be a part of lining up Tupac so that he could be the number one artist on Death Row, why wouldn't that let Suge know that he'd be willing to do the same to him? It's so funny, these guys. They sit there and they do all this dirt with motherfuckers and they think that they're real friends because they let them make it, but refuse to acknowledge the fact that if they were willing to cause harm to another person for financial gain with you, what makes you think that they wouldn't do it to you? That's their character. That's who they are. Nobody wants to believe that their homie is gonna, but like Kat always said, if you want to know who your greatest hater is, look next to you.
That is very true in so
And
many
look at all of the
ways.
pictures from the award ceremonies of Snoop standing next to Tupac. They look downright creepy now.
Hmm. Cryptic.
Mm,
Almost as cryptic as that picture inside the BMW.
yeah.
Mm.
People should take a closer look at that picture.
Mm. Which one? At the award show or in the BMW shooting?
You know, I don't live that far from the strip. I ride by Flamingo and Cobalt all the time now.
Bigga and I did when we were in Vegas, just so we can have actual visual of what the strip looked like and what it would have looked like the night of a Mike Tyson fight.
You can still feel something wrong, you know? And what's so interesting is no witnesses ever came forward and heard the shots.
Yeah, how was that possible?
Right like that. The strip was packed. It was a Tyson fight.
Yeah,
It was packed the night we
it
were
was
out
packed when
there,
we was
and
out
that was
there.
just an average
How the
Saturday
hell did a
night.
shooting like that happen and nobody heard it?
Absolutely. That was the first thing we kept looking at, being there in person.
When you go back to the fight that happened inside the casino, and then you draw the timeline to when the shooting allegedly happened at Flamingo and Cobalt. Nobody can give an account of what happened in those few hours. Matter of fact, no one even talks about it. How did they get from the fight at the hotel to the shooting at Flamingo and Cobalt? And nobody remembers seeing anyone. No one remembers anyone pulling off, jumping in the cars, nothing. Nobody heard any shots, nothing. Interesting. Wouldn't you say?
Well, that is why this is going to be definitely the trial of our generation. The
You know,
golden
the one
age, the
question that
hip hop.
nobody's bothered to ask with so many holes and so much missing data, intel, and evidence and surveillance footage. What if Tupac didn't get shot at Flamingo and Cobalt? What if he was shot somewhere else and then placed in that car?
Now, that is the first time I've heard that theory. That is thinking out of the box. Definitely thinking out of the box. Well, I'm very interested in this trial. I
I
think
have to be careful how
we'll
I
be
talk because
watching.
the one thing that I don't want to do is get kicked off the press corps.
No, we need you. We need you there.
Absolutely.
We definitely need you there. I'm sure you beat out a lot of folks that wanted that privilege.
Yeah.
A lot of folks.
I'm going to see
So
this all the way through.
so Biggie and the Tupac murder is really tied together in
They are
some type of
linked.
way.
They are linked.
And I've heard rumors that you know the truth that it was a shooting in New York that happened during a video set,
Hmm.
and that the
When they
truth.
first tried to take Tupac,
Hmm. And no, when there was a video set of
Red Hook,
in Red Hook, Brooklyn, where they was kicking down.
New York, New York.
Oh yeah, New York, New York, and that basically that somebody came through and Biggie went on the radio and said, "How could we let these guys be here in Brooklyn? You know, shooting a video," and somebody went to the set and shot through the van. And I've heard a lot that, they say out there, if you listen in the air, they say that had something directly to do with the link of him
Tupac
being
and
killed.
Biggie were both gaslit into feuding with one another. There were women that were in their lives that were used as tools and pawns to create a negative discord between them. They were friends.
And
Yes, they
they
yeah.
were friends. And one of the
And they
things that I
used
think,
faith. They used faith.
hmm, I also think one of the tragedies about those two young brothers is they never had the opportunity to have a conversation after.
To work it
Um,
out. No, they were both dead.
they were both Geminis. They were both young. And they didn't get to have that conversation after the quad
24 and
studio shooting.
25 years old. 24 and 25
24
years
and
old.
25.
They're babies.
Infants. When you think about the span of
Yeah, now
life.
that we all grown up, yeah, we can see they were children.
My
And
son
like,
was unalived at 25. You know, they become adults, but there was still a whole life that was stolen, you know.
mm-hmm.
Fuck you,
Rest in
Reggie
light to
White.
your son.
Yes, definitely.
Rest in light to your son. So you know that feeling in the womb of losing life that you brought into this world.
I understand Valletta Wallace's pain.
Afeni.
Shout out to Mother Wallace.
Yes, absolutely. Major shout
She's
out.
still with us. She's still with us. Mother Feeney's passed on, but Mother Wallace is still with us.
Yeah, she is. You know, it's what they did with hip hop is disgusting.
I was going to ask your thoughts on that, sis, about the drill movement. After we lost Pac, after we lost Big, I think the rippling effect almost put us into um, a coma.
The
We were
Gen
all
X
traumatized by
generation,
that. And
The Gen X generation
mm,
suffered extreme PTSD due to the unalivements of Tupac and Biggie.
absolutely.
And it created a ripple effect that is still happening now. Nipsey Hussle, Take Off, Mac Miller, Pop Smoke,
Mm,
Yeah, Pop Smoke.
King Von,
mm.
Pimp C. I mean, do I need to go on?
No, the list is
The list is endless, Young
yeah, the list
Dolph.
is endless. Young Dolph. Yeah. The list is, goes on and on. It's very sad.
Triple X Stacian.
Yes.
I shout out to Proof.
Mm.
Yeah. Shout out to Proof.
What do you feel, sis?
Fuck you, Marshall.
Who? Oh,
Marshall,
oh,
Eminem,
um,
Eminem.
sis, what do you think it is about our genre that the darkness has just surrounded? Because rock stars and other genres of music, they engage in some of the most depraved acts and behavior publicly. You know, they use I remember there was a band, I won't say the name of the band, and they said before they would go on tour, they would detox from the heroin. So, they could get through the first couple of shows, without being sick. You know, what is it about this entity, this infant that is so called celebrated 50 years now? So hip hop is grown. What is it about it? Is it because it was created and manufactured by, what is it about it that has it surrounded by so much darkness in comparison to the other genres?
Well, the thing is it's all the same darkness. It's just a different agenda.
Mm.
We have just as many white artists in the rock world who pass away,
Mm-hmm.
screwed off.
Mm-hmm.
In the jazz world, a lot of ODs.
A lot of OGs. Smack was where it was at.
There are ways to handle people.
Mm.
I mean, look at Rockefeller. Look at state property. Those all of those men were drunk and high when they signed those contracts. And it was all provided by the company they were signing to.
Mm.
Let's just be real. There is an agenda in America to destroy Black. Hip hop has the ability to influence, but you got young men out here committing crimes so that they can write songs about it, to get records, to get record deals, and sign with companies who are hoping that someone's going to turn them into a song and they get to collect the insurance.
Wow.
That's drill. You got to commit a crime to get a verse,
Mm.
and then you put the verse on the record, and now you've put a target on your back, and now somebody else is going to come and turn you into a song,
Mm.
and the record company gets to collect insurance policy money on all of you
Mm.
while they run up your catalog, get that good money on all them streams.
I think the streaming component was something that a lot of the artists in the 90s couldn't have even fathomed. One of the things Benzino mentioned, shout out to Benzino, was Source.com was supposed to be a way of the future. You know, they thought that this was, a great investment, not knowing they were so ahead of their time. So when it fell, and they weren't able to make do on the agreement that they had made on the loan, and they lost the source, he said how it is for him to see now that everything is .com. No one is reading anymore. The traditional magazines or even newspapers, everything has transitioned to a .com. They were just ahead of their time. And I think streaming has opened the doors where artists may not necessarily need the bigger labels
Oh,
anymore.
don't you dare say that out loud. Look at what it did to Tory Lane's life.
Well, he kind of brought that on himself, girl. I don't
No,
know.
I'm
I
hearing he
don't like
didn't.
Tory. I'm not a Tory Lanez fan at all.
I don't know any of his music.
I just wish
I
if he
don't.
was going to go to jail, he would have went to jail for what he actually did.
I'm hearing he didn't do it.
He should.
Why didn't he take the advice of
That
his
girl didn't get
star-studded
shot.
attorney? His
That girl didn't get
attorney,
shot.
I disagree. Something
She
happened in
didn't.
that car.
I
And
saw
if
the
you
wound.
got a lawyer,
There was no wound. It was bullet fragments. I've been shot. You want to see my bullet hole?
I don't know, no, no. Not this time, next time. Next
Megan was
time.
sent on a
Next time.
dummy mission by Rock Nation to set Tory Lanez up because not long before that, he took all of his independent music that he refused to sign over to control of Rock Nation, turned them into,
Whoa.
made $1 million in a day, got on his IG, went live mid-July, summer 2021, and said, fuck Rock Nation, I'll teach y'all how to do this so you don't have to sign their contracts. And not long after that, that bullshit, fake fucking shooting happened.
Why didn't he take the advice of the original lawyer and take the sweetheart deal? instead of
He
wasting the
didn't do it.
county's
Why
instead
would
of
you
wasting
plead
the
guilty
county
to a
and
crime
people's
you didn't
time with a
commit?
trial.
He didn't
That
do it.
boy was high and drunk out his mind. He barely remembers what happens that night. Kelsey was lying her fucking ass off, and Meg ain't nothing but a setup hoe. And she been that.
And you listen to the jail call. What was he saying he didn't mean to do?
He didn't mean to get drunk and lose control.
And when he lost control, what happened?
They were all fighting. And
I
let's be
believe that
real.
part. I
Tory
believe
fucking
that
Lanez
part.
is barely 5'7". Megan Thee Stallion is taller than him, and she's a big bitch.
She is a big girl.
That's a big, and she was fighting on that nigga.
I believe that. She was smacking his big head ass around. I believe that.
And yet they couldn't find any GSR on his hands.
No. He should have took the
The
So
advice
advice
how
of
of
the
the
fuck
first
did he shoot
attorney.
her if there ain't no
Right.
GSR?
Hmm? He
he
lied.
lied.
Who
Right.
lied?
If
No,
he didn't do
no.
it, he why
Fuck what
should
he
Because if
lied
you
about.
have an
Fuck
attorney
what he
that
lied.
has
Fuck what he
a
lied
old
about.
record
Fuck what he lied about. There was no GSR on his hands.
and he should have, if you have an attorney
If you
that is a
didn't shoot
star in that
anybody, why
court
would you take a
and
deal?
she says to you, if you go to trial, you lose, and I don't lose.
You want to
And
know
your
why? You want to
arrogant,
know why?
big
You want to
head
know why
Canadian
You want to know
self
why he
go
lost?
to
He's
trial,
being
you
Because there
get
were
punished.
what you
three
deserve.
YouTubers on the fucking jury.
Say it again.
There were three YouTubers on the fucking jury.
I could believe that. There's so many YouTubers everywhere.
No. There's absolutely no way in the world a YouTuber should have been sitting on the jury.
That's true. But they lie. They say they're not YouTubers.
No.
And they are.
No. I got somebody in the clerk's office. That fucking
Lord.
case was bought and paid for week 1 before jury selection.
Hmm. I have a hard time feeling sorry for people who don't follow sound
I got a hard
advice.
time feeling sorry for fucking whores who set up niggas to get
I
ahead.
wouldn't call her a whore. She's single.
She is a whore.
She's
Yeah.
Her and
single.
Kelsey were both
It
going
doesn't matter
behind
if
each
you're
other's
single.
backs, fucking
You
Tory,
know.
and they both got fucking mad because he went there to fuck Kylie.
But doesn't everybody fuck Kylie? It's not
Once
special.
again,
It's
once
not
again,
special.
like I've been telling people where it's concerned, be upset about young black women getting shot all you want. Right cause, wrong bitch.
I think he should have took
There's a
the
million
2 to
fucking black
3.
bitches that
I
get
don't.
shot. I don't see nobody
No?
crying for them.
Who?
And
Say
this
it
bitch
again.
ain't even get shot.
Crying for who? You gotta say that again, sis. You don't see who crying for who.
I don't see nobody crying for all the other black women that get shot.
I don't think anybody cried for Meg. I think
Oh
people
yeah.
were
Oh
more
yeah, they
annoyed
did.
with
Oh yeah, they
Tory.
did. Megan, and this is we protect black women. That bitch ain't no black woman. She's a whore.
Well, I mean, most of the young women could be labeled
She's
as
a
whores
whore.
if you single.
She's a whore. She'll make you holler for $1 and do everything strange for some change. She's a whore.
What makes her a whore?
Honey, she said that in her music herself.
Have you
It's
not
like,
listened to
She
what
said
leave
Nicki
she's
that
a
Minaj
alone.
whore?
has had to say
Yes.
about her lately?
Yes, she said that herself. There's
But isn't
nothing.
that a
That's
persona?
nothing to
No, it's
argue
not a
about.
persona because
She
I
said
saw
that
the
herself.
videotape of Megan Thee Stallion eating out Nicki Minaj for a fucking verse.
You said what?
That bitch is a whore.
Say that again.
I seen the videotape
Oh,
of Megan Thee Stallion eating out fucking Nicki Minaj snacks for a verse.
I'm going to bed. I'm so going to bed.
That's why Nicki talking about it the way she can.
He did.
Bitch, you ate
Yeah.
my fucking bush for a fucking verse. Fuck you, hoe. I own you.
Apparently not.
No,
I'm
she
not
own her.
touching that
She own her.
because both.
Because the
I
only
don't know
reason
how you
Nikki's
own
going at the
somebody.
only
She's a
reason
married
Nikki's
woman
going after
now.
motherfucking Megan right now is because Megan finally got her fucking wish.
Which is,
She was able to get away from the Prince family, sign with Rock Nation like she wanted to do all along, which was what she got for delivering Tory Lanez the way she did.
But what is the
And right
benefit of
now,
delivering?
and
Oh,
right
you told
now,
me.
Sean Carter ain't standing
Neutral,
on business for his friend
neutral.
Sean Combs.
mm,
And who is Nikki managed and mentored by? Sean Combs. This ain't nothing but a ballad of bitches. See, these
mm,
niggas can't beef with each other in public, so they threw their bitches in the ring.
mm. Why do you think there's a history of that with the women in hip hop more than the men?
Because it's pimp hoe culture.
Mm,
That's all hip hop is right now is pimp hoe culture. And
mm.
murder, death, kill, and fentanyl.
They are using different kinds of narcotics now. Used to just be beer
Beer
and
and
They
weed.
playing Russian roulette with reality.
Mm. Do you think we're moving away from the drill movement?
No, I don't. I see it holding.
Mm. I
I
The
certainly
certainly
question
hope
hope not.
not.
is, what the fuck is wrong with us that we haven't started boycotting this shit?
It's
It's
a
a
good
good
question.
question.
I totally agree with you.
What the fuck is wrong with us that we haven't allowed that we've allowed Grand Theft Auto to become a part of our family's entertainment catalog? Like the fuck?
You know, when it dawned on me things was spiraling to a even darker place.
Oh honey, you
Um,
ain't seen shit
where
yet.
King Von, I had never heard any of his music. Really wasn't up on the drill scene. I did know a little bit about Chief Keef.
Unfortunately, you have to wait for them to die to become acquainted.
What I did this before he died. I kept hearing about this young guy out of
Yes.
Chicago that had allegedly all of these unalived accusations against him. And finally, he flashes across my timeline, and I see this very small built, locks in his hair like, a lion, delicate features, you know, and he's sitting next to another young man. And I said, "That's him? No, that can't be him. That can't be him." And then I started hearing the nickname, the demon, the demon, the demon. They kept referring to him as this demon. And I said, when in hip hop did we start embracing demonology as a part of the culture?
The second that we started putting our hands up in the air and pledging allegiance to a diamond organization,
Oh my goodness.
that's when.
Now I remember there was some talk that 3 6 Mafia was kind of dabbling in the occult, but I wasn't a huge follower of their
Shout out to
music.
Gangsta Boo. I can't.
So that was the only time I had ever heard of anything. Oh, and then there was a spin on some kind of spoof called
Bone Thugs
Horror
and
Rap, which
Harmony been
faded
talking
out really
about it.
quick. But this is like real life horror, what we're witnessing right now.
Honey, it's been going on. This ain't nothing new.
And I don't know where we're going with it.
It's been going on. It ain't nothing new. The question is what are we gonna do about it?
Mm,
My avid support for the Black Panther Party has now become my most worthy pursuit.
mm. Tell us about that.
Well, I can't say too much other than the fact that Fred Hampton Jr. is a very good friend of mine. I believe in everything that he's doing. And with
Beautiful.
me working on the Tupac murder trial, as a correspondent and a journalist, and considering Feeney and Asada,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time for me to step forward and stand by what I believe. Free them all.
Mm.
Power to the people. If we don't start getting back to what made us a powerful community to begin with, we cannot be upset when we lose our community.
We're losing our future professionals, our doctors, our dentists,
Our
our
presidents,
our presidents, our sanitations, our foremans, our
our inventors.
teachers, our painters. We're losing them all. We're losing them all.
Sis, so we had Dr. Umar on, and
Yeah.
he had said
Shout
some.
out to Umar.
Yes, he said some interesting things. Like he told me they killed Michael Jackson, they killed Prince, they killed Whitney Houston. And he kept telling me all these array different people they killed. So I asked him who was the they, and he said they're forces. They're like, that run the world that, you know, supposed to be these like
The
secret
Illuminati.
societies.
Let's not be coy.
Okay, Illuminati. So, and I asked him, do they have some secret ceremonies? Do they have anything like that? And he said, yeah. So, basically, it leads up to that these people are devil worshippers.
Yes, they are, including Sean Carter, who practices black magic regularly. You know, Beyonce preaches about her loyalty to Oshun.
Ashun, yes, I heard of it.
You know,
Goddess of fertility.
it's so funny that people don't bother to research anything.
Hmm.
Oshun is of the line of Dionysus.
Mm-hmm.
Dionysus is of the line of Abaddon. Abaddon is chief war council for Lucifer. Dionysus is the god of confusion, sex, rage, lust, and wine. I've been drinking. I've been drinking. Oshun is a sex goddess who uses sex magic. Hmm. And Abaddon is the demagogue of war and rage. This is who these people worship. This is what Uncle Ron was trying to tell everybody last year. He said, you know who you worship. If you go back and you study about the legends of Dionysus and Abaddon and Oshun, you will see that everything they do is based around debauchery, sin, and a shame, hence humiliation rituals. See, when they go like this,
I see that a lot.
what it's in Egyptian science, it is this. This is the anti of this. And what this is the chalice, also known as the cup of life, the womb, God the Father, God the Mother, and God the Child. When you do this, it is anti this.
That's very interesting, sis.
Very.
I got to pay attention. I see them do. I see that symbol a lot with people I've even been around. So I got to see exactly which direction they doing it in.
To do this is to pay homage to life. This is where life begins. To do this is the exact opposite of life. It is death. It is destruction. It is confusion.
Do you find it very dangerous to divulge some of the things that you know that you
Oh,
divulge?
absolutely. I just don't give a fuck.
No doubt, sis.
To say nothing is to be compliant, is to be complicit. There is no in between. It's either this or it's that.
Hmm.
There is no in between. There is no middle. And a lot of people think they're playing the middle with silence and with turning their head and with playing dumb. No. The fact that you know that that's what you're doing only means that you're okay with what's happening. It's either this or it's that. That's reality, and you can't negotiate with that. Until we are willing to acknowledge that we have allowed the devil to completely take over, nothing will ever have the ability or the chance to change. Evil is evil. We got motherfuckers sitting here justifying and rationalizing evil Luciferian behavior for the sake of being politically correct. Like, fuck you mean? This country has gotten so ridiculous. We're actually having like out and out on major network arguments about what a woman is.
I find that outrageous.
So outrageous.
Like, that's how
That
fucking retarded we are in America now.
we're the only nation that's actually given that a conversation. That there is some we're questioning what a woman is now. You know, there are actual debates. Well, yeah, that I know with the ovaries and all of that, but yeah.
Cisgender.
A real woman.
I'm cisgender.
Right. Better never, girl, I will never embrace that. I am woman, womb, man, period. I don't know nothing about the cis. We cis because we sisses, you know, but I don't know about all of it. Yeah, it's crazy. We're the only country doing that. The cradle, the life is undeniable. I don't know anything else. It's getting crazy out here. It's
I
getting
can put a
crazy out here.
Mercedes Benz emblem on a Buick.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, they do
Very
it
true.
sometimes.
I
Don't
am
make it a
very
Mercedes.
excited to hear that you will be a part of the few who will have a front row seat to this trial. I think it's an important trial. I think it's going to snatch off a lot of blinders and a lot of covers that
Well,
have
it's gonna
been.
it's gonna make people shit their pants.
I think I hear the bowels moving around in many intestines as we speak
Large
because
dose of castor oil and collagen.
absolutely. 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 When are we going to get any music?
Oh no, I'm recording new music all the time. I actually have to
Nice.
re-record the last 10 songs that we just did for my work down here with BB Films and Profits Plus, working with you know uh, LP and working with my nephew Solar. Music is great. Unfortunately, our studio was robbed on Christmas night and they stole everything. They actually even cut into the wall and stole the backup server out the wall. So we
That
have to
sounds
start
like
from
some
scratch.
Quentin Tarantino type thievery. My goodness.
Oh no, yeah, no, they were straight Russians. They came with bolt cutters and glass cutters. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Had they been casing the place? My goodness.
Is
They were
insurance gonna
fast.
pay?
They knew where to go. They knew where the cash was.
Mm. Is insurance gonna pay?
Well, of course, of
Thank
course.
goodness.
But it slowed us down.
Mm-hmm.
But we're still working. And our first big project back to work is our VR concert this weekend. So, it's gonna be dope.
Yes, this VR Where can the kingdom grab a front row virtual seat to this concert?
You stay tuned, but I will be sending y'all a link.
Very important. I think that's going to change the way we view concerts, actually.
Yes, I think that's going to be amazing.
That
To be
sounds
able
really
to take all
amazing.
that I do and to still do it in the living arts format that I like to do, but to do it safe and to know that 100,000 people can show up and watch.
Mm-hmm.
500,000 people, 1 million people can show up and watch if they want. The link will be available worldwide.
Awesome. Please share that with us so we can share it.
So
I
we
will.
can share it.
I
Yes,
And
will.
we could be a part of that virtual front row seat.
And
absolutely,
that's going to be available on Profits Plus.
absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We definitely will
So,
support
it's
that.
what I've learned in all of this is regardless of how crazy things get, stay productive.
Mm.
Stay productive. If this thing isn't working out today, there's 8 other things that need your attention. Pick one and focus. I'm I operate like a machine. It's funny. My old man, he laughs and jokes with me, and he was like, it's time to hit the power button.
Mm.
And I love that he gets that. Huh?
One question I did have,
Yeah.
our brother, we have a brother in common.
Yeah.
I definitely like this in the shout out to him, K. Sarah.
Absolutely.
He's definitely the brother in common that we have, and he
So
had.
Ra has been in my life for 32 years.
Oh, that's amazing right there. Very strong brother, a very, very strong brother.
32 years. I remember us as kids, me and him writing, spitting bars, freestyling, cutting up on each other at the ciphers,
Hmm.
at the mosque.
Hmm.
The sacrifice that he made for hip hop that nobody even knows. I hope one day they'll figure it out. I hope one day that story is a story that can be told.
Definitely, it will be. It definitely will be.
Because that's one of the great Philadelphia stories of what hip hop really was. Like, I hate the fact that when you talk to all of these kids that's hot now, if you say cool C is Steady B, they don't know who you talking about.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely.
They don't even know who EST is.
Yeah, the magnificent one.
Mm-hmm.
Or you go to an event and somebody say the name Frank Bank and you hear somebody say who.
Hmm.
Mm.
Uh, it's mm, bro.
Mm.
We got to do better. We got to find another way.
Yes, we do.
We got to. It's gotten to the point now where it is so fucking ridiculous and it is so blah in your face that we're punks to just sit there and just keep dealing with it. We punks to let it ride. We
Mm.
know this some bullshit. We know this is some fuck ass shit, and we just letting these pussies make it.
I
You know what's
totally
stronger
agree.
than money? Do you want to know what's stronger than money?
Christ.
Faith.
Oh, that was Christ. Oh, Christ.
That's stronger than money. Faith.
Mm-hmm. Who are you listening to now, sis?
Huh?
When we took what do you believe killed the spirit of R&B? I don't think it was killed. I think it just was wounded.
Oh no, it's dead. Ain't no
No,
love.
there's still some
Ain't
soul
no
out
love. Ain't
there.
no love. Ain't no love.
Hmm.
Shit, even Tyrese is making love songs called the love transaction. Like the fuck? Ain't no
Is that
love.
is that new? Is that is that on the new
He
album?
got a whole song called the love transaction. Like the simple fact that a song like that needed to be written goes to show you how fucked up we are.
The Love Transaction. That's some title.
What is your opinion what made that happen? I have my own opinion. I think because we was a part of the generation where it ended. For me, I think when
Low vibrational music.
yeah, and the disrespect to black women in songs when we started to grade them as
Hey.
hoes and
Stallion has helped solidify
oh yeah,
that.
Absolutely.
absolutely. I totally agree with that. Yes.
Now leave my Megan alone.
I ain't
I
got no
think
sympathy for no bitch that'll eat Nicki Minaj snatch for a feature.
that feature they did together, that was
Yeah,
so whack.
yeah, yeah.
So whack.
She had to eat that nasty ass pussy for that.
Oh goodness
Damn, that's
gracious, the
crazy.
papers.
And this is after she with Zoo. Like, how do you be with a his name is Zoo.
Hmm.
A zoo is a place filled with wild animals.
Hmm.
This nigga couldn't pick an animal. He had to be all of them. The nigga called himself Zoo. He been booked for attempted R word with using by force with a weapon.
Hmm.
He done been booked and cooked for manslaughter, one. And these were the deals he took. That wasn't what happened at trial. Those are the deals. So imagine what he would have went for. Like if that's what you cop to, nigga, what did you do? Zoo? She had sex with this nigga, procreate.
Hmm.
Like we need another him. Yeah, make more of that nigga.
Oh, goodness.
Now the bitch done moved out of the house that he's on house arrest in, and she done turned it in his own little county jail. He in there screwing all the help.
He said she turned his house into a county.
Well, he on house arrest. And she don't,
He is on house arrest. He is on house arrest
and
for
she don't want
failure
to
to
live with him.
register.
So he in that mansion, and she got hers, and he got his three hots and a cot and his horse. It's literally a zoo now.
So, who are you listening to musically? Is there anyone that you say, now that brings me back? Is there any artists that are out now that you hear and you say, now that feels good?
My list is simple. Tom Misch,
Mm-hmm.
Sir from Top Dog Entertainment, D Smoke's brother.
Mm-hmm.
Alina Barris, Liana LaHavis, Amber Moonchild, my girlfriend Natalie Stewart from Floetry,
Mm-hmm.
and me.
And of course, you. Of course, you.
So right,
Well, do not forget to share with us that link for this virtual
Oh no,
concert.
absolutely.
This is
Absolutely.
going to be phenomenal. I think that you kind of giving out the next big thing. Streaming took off. I think this might be a thing that takes off.
How do we find your up to date music? Because I was listening to something and I
It
heard
will
like,
be. I play some of my stuff on my YouTube channels.
yeah, because I heard something and I told my wife, I heard some new music from you and it was, I mean, it was fantastic. It was awesome. And I immediately ran and told my wife, she got some major banging music. And I can't find it where I could, like rock to it when I'm driving or
I'll be
something like
streaming
that.
it on Philadelphia as soon as we relaunch.
Yeah,
Right
because
now, we're trying to
I
raise
heard it.
money from our independent supporters to get up and running because all of our laptops got stolen, everything, all of our equipment. But as soon as we can get squared away, we'll be setting up our new at home podcast studio here in Vegas. Me and
Mm.
my old man. Um, I'm looking forward to what I create from here because what I create when I'm in love is really awesome, especially the way I am in love right now. It's really just like re-solidifying my humanity. Um,
Mm.
it's funny because I told him the other day, in our relationship, I finally get to be the woman I always wanted to be with him. There's certain people that just bring certain things out in you
Mm.
naturally, instinctively. And it's been a long time since I don't even think people really understand how important the love part of and the intimacy in love part of your life is a part of your music, is a part of your art. It fuels, you
Mm.
know, the conversations and the topics and the titles and the hooks and it's
Nourishment.
yeah, it's connection. And the brighter the light bulb shines in you, the better the work, and I'm just grateful. I'm really grateful. So it's gonna be awesome. I think you guys are gonna like a lot of the new stuff.
Well, we are ready for it, and I think the world needs it tremendously.
Thank you.
We
I think the world
appreciate you
needs it too.
so much, Jag, for taking this moment, for creating this space and time with us.
That's my
I am
pleasure.
so looking forward to this nourishing work that's pouring out of this new light of love that you are speaking of. Shout out to all the lovers in the world. And also you sharing that link with us for that virtual concert
Absolutely.
so we can
And
share
even
it.
though we're charging for the link, y'all's is on the house.
Oh,
Good
many
looking. We
blessings,
appreciate
sis.
that,
Thank you
sis.
so much.
And we definitely got to do more of these. This is not going to be a one-time thing. So we're
I'm
going to be,
around.
yeah, we're going to be
Ask
hooking up.
me anything.
Yes,
I'm an open book.
absolutely, sis.
You are an open novel for sure. For sure.
We definitely have to continue this again, sis.
But I want to just salute to you guys and hats off to you for being an outlet that's not afraid to talk about the truth. It's not easy between the trolls and then the other people that
Mm.
want to think they're competing with you in content. Holding on to the integrity of getting that right word to the people. It takes on a whole nother meaning, and that's what you guys do. And I'm glad to be affiliated. And thank you for
That means
inviting
a
me.
lot to me. That means a lot to me. I've learned to not look at the comments. You know what I'm saying?
He's learning.
I'm
He's
learning this. I
learning.
stay away from the
Fucking
comments.
comments. These motherfuckers. Meanwhile, they're probably sitting somewhere in a
Yeah,
shed jerking off with butt.
no, and they don't have no picture. And I look and they got one subscriber, no picture. I'm like,
Or it might be
who,
a
who
cartoon
are these
picture.
people? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who are these people?
Question is, if they're cartoons, if you kill them, will you get charged?
Exactly. It's
Correct.
And
They
Space be
make
like,
all
Bigga.
kinds of threats. Like they are bold.
Very
Bold.
bold.
Yeah, so I've learned to just stay away from that and
But I've
keep
also
striving
learned the
forward.
harder they come. I'm sorry. The dogs are crying.
Oh, is it? We got peps too. This past their bedtime, actually.
And they are something else, these dogs. They're babies, but they're cane corsos, so they're huge.
What?
We
We
have
got
cane
cane
corsos.
corsos.
Ah!
Yeah, we
Oh.
got cane corsos.
Respect!
Yes.
Oh, wow. We must exchange pictures. Our babies are a little, what are they, 3
3
now?
years old.
They just turned 3.
Yeah,
They just turned 3. We got
this
the
particular
sir
line,
and we got
they're
the
brindle.
madam.
They're brindle. They're beautiful brindle.
And ours
Wow.
is we have a all fawn, our blondie. She's the meanie. And then we got our blue boy. And they're twins. They're litter mates. So we gotta connect
Absolutely.
fur
Absolutely.
baby time. Cause our
Absolutely.
guy he definitely needs a loving
We love
girlfriend.
to see the pictures of yours. We'll send you some pictures of
We're gonna
ours
send you
too.
some pictures
Gorgeous.
of our pups.
They're
Yeah.
We're gonna
gorgeous.
send you some pictures of our pups so we can exchange. Well,
Well,
thank
thank
you
you.
so much, sis. We so appreciate that. We're gonna keep in touch. I'm
Please
so
do.
glad you're gonna be in the front seat of one of the most important trials of our generation, long overdue. 27
Especially
years
of
is
our
too long.
generation.
Absolutely. Is I think the millennials may not really grasp what this means for us and what this may lead to. So they can't. They
But the
can't.
only way to describe it is whatever they felt when they lost Nipsey. That's what we felt when we lost Tupac.
And then 6 months later, we lose Big.
And Biggie, 6 months later.
You know, so it was there was
Double hit. It was a
it was
double
a
hit.
double hit. It
Oh.
definitely was. It definitely was. Well, thank you so much. The Seat of Esteemed virtual style. This is the first time for us. And don't you forget about that virtual link for the concert.
Oh no, trust me. Y'all got the number. Just hit me up.
We will.
On the regular, sis.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to exchange those puppy pics.
Yes.
Have a wonderful and stay in the light, sis. It looks good on you.
Thank you.
You're
Yes, and
welcome.
congratulations on your newfound love.
That's right.
You.
Thank you. Good night.
Peace.